everyone, I'm Jackie Hayes and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Perth, WA, and I'm just going to do a video of a card that I've made, and this is a challenge for today. It's using a embossing folder, and the one that I'm using is Magnolia, and it's a 3D embossing folder. The stamp set I've used is saying thanks, not only for you but for being someone so special, and that's the inside. I've used very vanilla card at A5, scored at 10.5, Flirty Flamingo, and that is 10 by 14.5, and the very vanilla again that's got the embossing folder on, that is 9.5 by 14. I'm using very vanilla ribbon, but I have coloured it with the blends. So we'll get started first, because I think it may take quite a while. And first of all, I'm going to use the Big Shot, and it is a big folder, this. So I'm take the 9.5 size piece of card, and I'm putting it in sideways so that I can get it all on. I don't want it landscape, I want it portrait. That looks about right. When I've got an ordinary platform on my Big Shot, and when you put in these folders in, because they are big, you need to put this end in first, and this is the fold end. Make sure it is dead straight. And I've got a new plate, and this is an embossing folder plate, and it's a bit thicker than ordinary plates. Mind that. Oh. And I will take it back again, just to be on the safe side, because I want it quite heavily embossed. Out. That's stuck. So there, you can see the embossing on that. Hopefully you can see the embossing. I can when I hold it up. To move that out of the way. Oh. You don't need to hear that noise. It hasn't broken anything, it's just dropped on the floor, and that's because I wasn't close enough to me thing. So things do happen. Right, for the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use watercolour pencils, and I've got Flirty Flamingo, Daffodil Delight and Granny Green, and that's out of this set, Watercolour Pencils Assortment 2. And to use that, then you use blender pens, and I'll explain what these do. Blender pens, they're like an oil base at the tip, and it's quite runny, not enough to come off on your card, but just to help you blend along. They come in a pack of 3, and I do believe they're $21, which for what they do, they're really pretty good. So I'll start off first with the green, and you don't need to be so precise when you're doing watercolour pencils. You can do it quite quickly. I can't quite see what I'm doing there. Yeah, that's to there. And do this bit as well. this piece. I knew there was another green. And when you use the blender pens, just stroke along and you'll see that the, oh bless, that one's not working. You'll see that they are blending the white, the green along, so that they're a bit like the original blends, if you like. Maybe I need a little bit more green on there. And this all makes it blend in. You can see that the fluid inside is making the pens, the mark from the pencils flow a bit more. I have done all the leaf, but I'm not going to do all the flower. I just want to do, now all you do to wipe these off is take the colour off. It's still there, but it's not coming off onto the paper, so I know that's all right. Do the middle in the Daffodil Delight now. And that's all blended in really nice, so I'm quite happy with that. The Magnolia embossing folder that I'm using is going to be in the new catalogue, and I have got some new catalogues available if anybody would like one. So then you can see that that's taking shape now. I'm going to then put the Flirty Flamingo, and I'm just stroking this up. I don't want it all over, so I'm just stroking this up above, so it's in the middle. And keep going round in a circle. I don't want it. And with the pens, with the watercolour pencils rather, you can do all that you want to start with and then go over with the blender pens, because it's the Just Ordinary pencils, they will not dry up. They're just ordinary pencils to draw with. So you can see that that is not actually coloured in yet, but when you put the blends on, the blender pens, it's blending them in so that there's no pencil marks. It's just all brush marks all blended in together. It gives it a nice subtle finish without it being brash. And this is really, I'm doing it fairly fast because I know how it all works. I'm not worried about it if it's if it's not right and it's not enough on it, you can always go back and put a little bit more on. But in all honesty, I'm quite happy with how that's looking. I don't think I need to put any more on at all. So I'll just move them out of the way and wipe that brush clean. Put that in that box. And for the next bit now, sorry, I'm going to then mount this piece onto the Flirty Flamingo card, and I'm just going to put that with Tombow glue. It's alright. I'm not going to Tombow this bit though. I am going to it's smoothed. Typical. Get that off quickly before it sets. And that's one thing about Tombow glue. Now my fingers are sticky. If it's not straight, it comes straight off. You can pull it off, whereas with tape, half of it is stuck all together. I've got a ribbon, and I haven't got a Flirty Flamingo. So what I've done with this one, I've got the Very Vanilla ribbon, which is gold edged, and I'll measure that, which is about there, and just cut that off. Oops. And I've got some Flirty Flamingo blends, and I use the light one. Just stroke the blend sideways, and it will come off onto your ribbon. It's more or less dry instantly because these are alcohol based. Everything that you do with them is dry really fast, so you've no need to worry about smudging. See, I'm touching it and it's not on my fingers, thank goodness, otherwise it would now be on my card. I've done the lighter one because I want it in a subtle tone rather than a dark tone. I've not used the dark. I'll just show you the dark one, and that is going underneath, so it doesn't make any difference, but you can see the difference in the dark and the light there. That's the dark on the end, and this is the light, and you can see why I've done that. I don't want it overpowering the card. I think the back of the backing is enough for the colouring of that. Now the next bit, I'm going to stick this on and put a little bit of tape on the back because I want to be able to put my ribbon on before I start sticking my card together. Use my pick me up tool just to get that out of the way, and make sure I've got that one out of the way better. It's just a little bit too high up, don't want it that high. I think that's about straight as well. And because I'm going to do just about finish the front bit, I'm going to put the I've forgotten what the dimensionals. It's all right, I'm having a forgetful moment this morning. It's all forgetful. It's not just in moments, it's all this morning I'm forgetting. So you'll have to excuse me the way I'm doing things. So that's come on. All that up. I'll stick this onto my base card. And make sure it's straight before I stick it all down. It's better. Right. I've now got a new punch, which I love, and this is in the new catalogue. It's not out yet, but as from the 3rd of June it will be, and you can make 6 different punches with this one. It takes 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch and an inch on either side, and then it's got 2 scallops on each one. I've done the scallop on this one. If you can see this is this one. I'm going to do this one, which I've already done on one end, and I've cut my card up to the size I want to put in, which is 3/4 of an inch and 1 inch, and I put them together at the bottom end there, but it's not meeting there, which I don't want it to yet. Make sure I get the right one in and push that one in, and make sure you push it right to the very back, and may need a little bit of a straighten up. Get in, that's better. Make sure it goes right to the very back and punch it down, and you've got 2 that's punched exactly the same, but when you pull the top one forward a little bit, you'll find you've got a neat edge all the way round, and that's the look I was looking for, so that instead of putting it on the edge here, which is a plain straight edge, I'm going to put this one in the middle. I'm still going to say thank you because I like the words that I've put. The words from these sets, that's the die that we've just used. That's embossing folder that we've just used rather. And this is Magnolia, Good Morning Magnolia, and it comes in a 2 set stamp, and there's 10 stamps in the set, which is pretty good for a set. This big one is beautiful to just do a card on its own. So I'll stamp this one with the thanks, and I'm doing it in Flirty Flamingo again. Got that on my thumb this time again. Oh, and again. Told you I'm not doing very well this morning. Well, actually it's not morning, it's afternoon, so even then it's not very good. Right, stamp that in the middle. Perfect. I'll just leave that on one side a moment so I don't get that all over me. I'm going to put this one flat, but I'm going to raise this backing one up so it's above the ribbon. I think that's about straight. Yep. Now if I put some dimensionals on the back, but when you've got ribbon you need to then actually put them on both sides of the saying or the punched out piece, because you need it to sit on your card, not on your ribbon. Take these off. Pull that down out of it into my view, and I'm going to centralise that one, whereas I put the other one on the side, and I like both ideas. For the for the centre piece of card, I've stamped in Flirty Flamingo, and I'm going to just put my saying on as well. Just line that up so that I know it's straight. Sticky on my fingers and my thumbs, and I line that up with the two black lines on my paper. I know that that is straight as well. So that's that bit done. I'll fold this up because now I'm going to just do a little bit of penciling in a blender pen. On this piece here as well, so it just finishes it off a little bit. You don't need it a lot. Blends. Use this blend so it blends in, and it just gives that little bit of a finish. I could have done this in black, but I didn't want it overpowering. If you use Memento black, it stands out a bit too much on a very pale card, subtle card. Just wipe that off so that's clean again. Put them away. And I've got the Winker Stella, which I'm just going to do where I have put the pencil colour in, I'm just going to do Winker Stella on that and on the front of the card, because I don't want it all over. So I've already done that one. This is the card I'm working on. just gives it that little bit of a shine. And I'm a big fan of Wink Stella. Anybody that's watched my videos will know that I've used it an awful lot. And anybody that comes to my cards will know that I've used it a lot as well. And I think I've got everybody hooked on, well, nearly everybody hooked on it that that comes to my card classes. That's no ink on there now. So then all I've got to do now is just put a bit of bling on, and because I want to use pearls, but I wanted to use pink pearls and I haven't got any, so I'm using Flirty Flamingo blend again and colouring those in, and they will be dry nearly instant. By the time I've finished doing these pearls, they will be all finished, all dry. That might be enough. If it's not, I can always come to. And to pick them up, the Pick Me Up tool is absolutely brilliant for this. So you just push it, and I'll put one on that end and one on that end. So that's that. I'll put some big ones up here. See, I'm touching that now and there's nothing on my fingers, so it's nearly instant, and that's the beauty of them being alcohol based. I've got 7 on there. I think that's quite enough actually. Just put some big ones and smaller ones on. And they are the Pearl Basic Jewels. Just need to stick my middle piece in now. Lid back on that. And that's the card finished. I've got glue all over the place. Glue bits, not glue. So that's the 2 cards finished, and hopefully you'll try this at home. If you haven't got this one particular stamp set and stamp embossing folder, then just try it with any other colour, any other embossing folder that will stand out. And if you want to purchase anything from me, you can either email me at jackiesand50@gmail.com or go on to my blog, which is here, jackiesandcards.stampinup.net, or even phone me on 0422 547 461. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll be here again tomorrow. Maybe not making as many mistakes, or I might be able to remember some of the things I'm doing, but at the moment my brain's, I think it must be still in bed. Okay, enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.